Hello, wealthy women. I am so excited today to introduce you to a young, beautiful, inspiring entrepreneur. Her name is Amanda, and she is going to take the world by storm. I have never seen such passion in someone and ability to go for their dreams and put it together and make it happen and have so much momentum. She is a true inspiration. And I will now turn the camera over to her and let her give you a little bit of a background about her and what she's doing in this world. And be prepared to be truly inspired. This is truly one of my favorite interviews. It's been with the youngest person that has built their business that I have interviewed so far. And she is such an inspiration. So, without further ado, Amanda, take it away. Let us know who you are, what you're about, and what is going on in your world.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda, and I am the founder, owner, and CEO of my home fragrance company, Our Land Candles. So I like to offer like candles and wax melts currently, but expansion is happening here in the future. So I like to make sure that I have my fragrances that are can be able to inspire your relaxation, your creativity, which all my fragrances are inspired by personal like memories that I've had growing up. So like I've been able to bring out those past, nostalgia and be able to put those through my fragrances into my products so I can be able to share with you to light up your space so then you're able to relax, or if you're working from home and you want to have something on your desk, you can be able to put that there as well. And I just want to be able to put some empowerment and relaxation into your world.
I love it. I love it. And what is the website that people can go to again? And I think that when they go to your website, there is even a discount for a first time purchase. Is that correct?
Yep. So when you go to my website, rlandcandles.com, it's the letter R, not like spelled any other way. It's just the letter R, Land Candles. And you'll see a pop-up for when you put in your email, you'll be able to get 10% off on your first purchase.
Fantastic. And do you have a like a sample of one that you can share?
Yep. So I have one of my candles. It's one of my customer uh favorites.
Beautiful.
It's rural honeysuckle. Um,
Oh, gorgeous packaging. Beautiful. Very classy.
yes. So I just like to keep things like a little bit more on the simple end when it comes to my products. Keep it, just the packaging simple, clean. So then it kind of blends in with your space.
I love that. I love this. And how did this just even start? Like you were one day you were doing one thing and then the next thing something happened and a light bulb went off. What was that moment? When did that happen? And please tell everybody if you don't mind, are you okay to share how old you are when
Yeah,
you started your business?
I was 27 at the time when I started.
27
Yeah.
ladies, 27, and
Yeah.
she's just all over. She's going big. So
Yes.
she is an inspiration. Okay,
Yep.
go ahead.
Yeah. So growing up, I've always been a creative, crafty person. I've always gotten myself into craft projects. And when I came across I was able to make my own candles, I was extremely intrigued by it. And I'm like, oh, let me just pick this up as a hobby. Let me try it out. And I fell in love with it. Like being able to choose my own jars, blend my own fragrance oils, and it lit me up inside. So I ended up turning it into a business after I've had people that are in my circle that are like, this is amazing. Like you need to put this out there. And so that's what I did is turned it into a business, and that's where I'm at today with it.
I love it. I love it. And that's often what happens is when you start something, you'll have your community around you that is letting you know this is so good. You know, you need to get this out there, and So when you first started, saying, okay, I'm going to turn this into a business, you got yourself in order for everything that needed to be done. What was your first way of marketing that you chose to focus and get your work out there?
Since I'm like a lot on social media and like I'm making my way to different platforms, but I've been on Facebook mainly. So I've been able to kind of grow my audience and put it out there. Like since I already had a small audience and now since it's growing, I've been like, I'm a candle maker and here's my business with it. And I've been just doing a lot of social media marketing with it all.
This is true, and I can attest to that because I am now am in Amanda's world, and she is very consistent, ladies. This is one thing I can say. We can all learn from her. She's growing mostly. First of all, she's fabulous and adorable, and her product is fantastic, but she's consistent. If she's not out there, nobody knows about her amazing products, right? And learning about her amazing story. And so I just think that that's a great, tip for all of us to take is that consistency and just show up naturally, just share. It doesn't have to be this big performance or production or perfectionist mentality. Just get out there, right? Would you say that's about right? Just put yourself out there.
I would say so, because I know I've been learning over the last several months is just like when I'm being myself and putting myself out there, I'm also learning to see what works, what doesn't work, and just growing from there.
Yes, that's a great point. So basically, you like all of us are aware that we only have so much time, right? We need to pay attention to what is working and then sort of double down on what is working and let it go what isn't working. Is that, yeah, and then we don't get into overwhelm, right?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yes, and I wanted to ask you too, a lot of people that will see your video, they'll be very inspired. You're very comfortable in front of the camera. I know that social media is just part of your DNA based on your age, and you're just kind of got thrown into it. And not all of us, have had that opportunity. So we're learning it. And one of the things that comes up for many women is, a little bit of the fear of going live, being visible. It's a big muscle that they have to build and a big initial hurdle to get over. Can you tell us, did you experience some nerves your first time going live, and how do you feel now? And do you have any suggestions for women that can sort of, do what you're doing and be all over social in a more comfortable way?
Yeah, I've started out with some nerves because I was one to never put myself out there. Like I've always kind of kept to myself quiet. And so when I first started putting myself out there, I was really nervous and scared because a lot of it came from that fear of judgment of like, what if no one's going to like this? Like, and like that vulnerability with it. And then as I kept going, I was able to get more and more comfortable because people are liking what I'm putting out there. And it was like, okay, this is surprising, but feels good. And like I said earlier, like I've been seeing what works and what doesn't work and continuing to do what works to help me get more and more comfortable. I'm like, okay, this is works, so I want to keep doing this.
I love it. I mean, what a great start, right, ladies, to this interview. I mean, this is just, I'm already inspired. I'm already learning. I'm already feeling more courageous. And I hope that, as you're watching this interview, you as well are feeling that. So I will now get into some great success questions with Amanda. And we'll kind of zone in a little bit about how she's gone on her success story journey of her business. So, one second, let me cue the interview cards and see what kind of questions I wanted to ask you. So, okay, this is a good one. So, you started your business because you're very creative. You fell in love with this passion, and then it became its own thing. It took its own legs and started. So, I mean, regardless of that, having your own business, there's some real great perks to it. Um, what is your most favorite part about being your own boss, and why would you encourage other women to sort of go down that route? anyway? How does it empower you, and how do you think that other women should give it a go because it will benefit them?
Yeah, so being a creative spirit, being able to wake up in the morning and I have my own schedule that I set for myself either the day before or the like start of the week. And if I flow, like if my creative mind flows to where I'm here turning my wheels, I can be able to take action on it instead of being able to go to a job and then I'm like, oh, I'm stuck here until a certain time and I can't act on these thoughts right now because I'm having to work for somebody else. So being able to wake up and let my creative spirit flow and being able to act on it and connect with others and share it with others and just go about my day with what I put in. I love it.
I love that you said that too. It's really this idea of being able to make space to receive, right? And sometimes when we're so, if we're in a job or we have too many things going on, we just know instinctively that something's missing. We start to feel almost icky inside, like we need to get that space for ourselves. And I like personally dedicate like one at least, I mean, a lot more, but at least one day is dedicated to nothing but creative energy, because it's usually in those moments when I'm doing something that is lovely and creative that I get fantastic business ideas that really can propel my business further. So like for me, I love cooking. I might just go into the zone of cooking and baking and lose myself in it, but my mind is thinking, and I love my business so much, that creative part of the business, or when I do walks and I'm always getting inspired ideas. And it's so important because when you are just pressed too much, there's no room for that. And so, um, what Amanda is basically saying is benefits of owning your own business, but also to pay attention that you carve out the schedule that feels good to you, that allows you that space to receive. Because you might think that, oh, you should be working all the time and you're wasting time by taking half a day off or a couple hours or a whole day or even more. But I promise you that what you're doing is you're allowing some free space for some of the best business ideas that you don't even know that you will get at some point. It has happened to me many a times, usually on a meditation pillow, when I ask a question and I say, I need an answer, please. And that's kind of another way to just let that space in. So I love this answer, and it's so true. So you mentioned that you have kind of a routine. You either prepare the day before or the week before. I'm just curious. I know for many of us women business owner, morning routines are so important. Do you have a specific morning routine, and what does that look like for you?
Yeah, my morning routine, like I hate when it's disturbed. When it's thrown out of whack, I am messed up for the rest of the day. So, how mine works is when I wake up, I'll go do my exercising, do my workouts in the morning, and because it's one of those things where it's like if I get it out of the way, then I don't need to worry and stress about it. And it's a good kind of get my body moving, get the blood flowing to get some exercise and get all like it's a good wake up call
And what
almost.
kind of exercise are you doing typically?
Um, I mainly like lift weights and everything. Like I'm a like a kind of like because we have me and my fiance have weights downstairs that he's had growing up. So I just go downstairs and use those since we have them.
Perfect.
A yeah. And so once I get done with my workouts in the morning, I'll head upstairs to get my breakfast, my coffee, and just kind of do my journaling with it, just so then I can start the day off even more on the right foot. So I'm having more clarity as I go into my day before I start. And then once I get done with breakfast, coffee, and journaling, then I'll head into the shower and just go ahead and go on with my day.
I love it. I love it. And you're so right about it kind of setting the tone for your day and how you feel about it going forward. And it's It's so true. And we get very addicted to these self-care, self-love routines. It's part of like the whole philosophy I have about, you teach yourself to be wealthy. You teach yourself to receive wealth based on the little habits you do every day from, taking good care of yourself, whatever that means to you. And it's those little things that start to build that expectation of yourself to give yourself the best of self-love, self-care, and this is wealth. Wealth takes the form of all different ways, but this is also setting the foundation for how real financial wealth will come to you too, because it becomes about boundaries, it becomes about self-respect, self-love, and prioritizing, right? And these are so important in the building of a business and the building of your wealth, as far as the bank account is concerned as well. So yes, I love it. Let me go ahead and take a look at some of these questions. So uh okay, yes. Do you feel it is important to push past your comfort zone, and what would be the benefits of doing that? And could you give an example of maybe a recent experience that had you break through a comfort zone that, you were a little bit hesitant about, but you are happy with the result at the end of it?
All right, so yeah, so I think pushing past comfort zones are, vital to be able to grow and move the needle in your business and personally. Because I've noticed that if I just stay in my comfort zone, then I can't, move forward and accomplish those dreams that I've set for myself. Recently, because over the last maybe 2 months or so, I've been getting on podcasts and video, like the lives, and so then that's been a challenge for me almost, but it's been a beneficial challenge because like I said before, like I used to keep myself internal, but I'm putting myself out there more and podcasts and going live and videos. Like it's been pushing me outside my comfort zone, but each time I do it, it's been getting easier and easier. And it's been super beneficial. I've been able to make better connections with other people and all of that good stuff with it.
It's so true. I love what you said. There's so many benefits to the things that we're initially afraid of doing. And then when we do them, we've realized, we made it bigger in our heads, right? And it wasn't as bad as we thought. And only by practice, we actually do get better and we get more comfortable. And on the off side of that, along with getting the visibility for our business and all the things, we start to get to know ourselves even a little bit more deeper, like, oh, there's a new part of me that I didn't even recognize or know about. And it's kind of an interesting, experience to it's sort of like you're watching yourself grow and you're like, okay, this is really fantastic. And it gives you confidence to do other things too. And so I love that answer. I really do. And let me just ask you a lot about, we hear a lot about manifesting. So, do you believe that you can manifest your desires? And if so, what is like a quick way that you tend to try and focus on manifesting?
Yeah, so I think manifesting is absolutely amazing because it's just when you put yourself in that mindset of I am wealthy, I am a CEO, I am my own boss, I am making 6 7 figures, then you start figuring out ways to get there. And then when you start taking that one step in front of the other to get there and doing what you have to do and figuring things out, eventually it comes. And then you're like, wow, this is amazing. The universe works in mysterious ways. And if you put in the work, you're going to be in that receiving state to get what you're desiring and manifesting.
So true. And how often do you start to think of something and do your own best to manifest it? Like you said, you take certain actions, but then all of a sudden, because it's in your energy field now, you have claimed it. Doesn't it just beautifully shock you when things show up that you didn't make happen? They just showed up for you, and you're like, whoa, this is so in alignment with what I declared. And this is magic. I mean, this is some absolutely like there's some kind of magic of sorts going on there where you, again, it's like what you are. I think it's very similar to, like let's say, you bought a new car and you never noticed the car ever before when you didn't have that car. But as soon as you bought this particular car or this color car, all of a sudden you notice it, right? So it's something about that collective consciousness where you are like now zoned in and focused, and it pulls things to you. Maybe those things were always there, but now you're just noticing it because that is your desire. Or maybe it's the energy of things being pulled into you because of your desire. Regardless, it's pretty amazing. And it happens all of the time for myself, for you, other women. It's as if all you need to do, ladies, this is for all of you. If you have a desire in your heart, like it is your desire, it is not for you to worry about the how or the when. It will happen. It will happen because it is meant to happen. You would not have that desire if it was not already meant for you. It's already part of the design. And you just have to trust in it and make space for things to come to you and believe it with confidence that it is yours. So claim it and go forward and expect. Just like, yeah, that's manifesting, right? It's just determination and declaration and all the things. So I love that. I love it. That's great. That's great. Uh, I'm just looking. So what would be your favorite ritual for self-care and indulgence? Like, what is the one, like, let's say you have a really successful something, you've done something you're proud of. What is one way that you reward yourself? That is your favorite way to reward yourself?
Oh, see, sometimes this is a struggle for myself because I I just sometimes I don't reward myself even though I should be. Um, but sometimes I'll just have like a little dance party, put on some music and just have a dance party and like just kind of soak it all in like I accomplished this. Like there would be those moments where it's like I might have had some doubt, but then I remind myself like I am capable to do this, and once I accomplish it, I'm just over the moon, and I just have all those excitement jitters, and I'm having to put on some good music and just have a little dance party.
I love that. I mean, like celebration. I mean,
Yeah.
that is what it is, right? So, yeah, perfect. For me, I think my biggest treat, um, it's a combination of massage and lobster.
Yeah.
It's just, I love it. So, but here's the thing. I don't do it enough. I used to. I'm in Europe at the moment. So I split my time between California and Europe. And I have all of my, reward systems and places I go to when I'm in California. I'm just kind of figuring out the lay of the land. I did, however, make a massage appointment for my first, no, it's not my first, it's my third one here in September. But it's local. So we'll see. It's a little different than the States, the way they do things here. But regardless, it's like, Tamara, this is what you love. Put it in your date book and get it done. So women, remember to reward yourself. It's not about all work and no play. And I know that we all love our work and we're passionate about it and it feels so good to us. Regardless, there's still a thing called burnout, even if you are super in love with your work. And this is where we have to be careful, because especially as online business owners, and we can work all the time, we need to have some boundaries of self-care, because even if it's nothing but joy for us to do our business and we could do it 24/7, it's still not the right way that you want to do that. So you want to go ahead and schedule in self-care and rewards for yourself, because why shouldn't we, right? So okay, now I have another question for you. This has to do with mindset and systems and strategies. What is your feeling on if mindset is more important than systems and strategies, or the other way around, or the balance? And if which one is the leader to you? Is it mindset or systems and strategies?
Oh, I think there has to be some sort of balance for me because like if I don't have the systems in place, then I start like my mind starts spiraling, but then I have to yeah, so the systems are important. And then the mindset I think is also important because like if you're, negatively talking to yourself, the systems I feel like don't work. So it's like I think there's that balance where like you have to have that positive self-talk, that positive like self-awareness and the systems in place because I think they go hand in hand in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. And you can tell that you are already doing it and doing it well in the balance. It just something, what you said earlier, I set the night before what I'm going to do or the week before. But then you're also talking about mindset. I am worthy. I am wealthy. I am a six-figure. I'm a seven-figure earner. So you are already working both sides of it. And you're absolutely correct. They do support each other because you can have the best mindset in the world, but if you don't have systems and structures set up at least a little bit, and then there's no progress going to be made in your business, or things are getting into overwhelm, or and you're feeling heavy about it, well, that's going to affect your mindset, right? It has to. We're human. We don't like when there's chaos. And then on the opposite side, you need that healthy mindset so that you are feeling confident and powerful in setting up the systems and automations and expecting them to work for you, or at least paying attention to what works and what doesn't, and doing more of what works, which you also said earlier. So there's a lot, ladies, that Amanda is saying here, where she's really dialed in. She's really dialed in between the balance, the manifesting, the positive thinking, the practical, the more, soulful experience, the passion, this consistency, the schedule, but still space for herself. There's a lot, Amanda, that you are like really doing just beautifully. And this is why when we first spoke, I was just so inspired by you because you really do have such a strong foundation for yourself. You're dialed into your human self of what is good for Amanda, and you're making it work. And you're not apologizing for it. You're not asking permission. You're just owning it. And there is a lot of power you have for such a young person that has so much in front of her. I am excited to see what comes upon your journey because I think that you are just so amazing. And a lot of us, we struggle with one or two or three of the different things, and we're trying to get it all to come into its place. But you have a very peaceful nature where you're making it all come together and work, and in a very lovely way. So I just love it. So very inspirational. So let's see. Um, let me just look. What would be your number one professional tip for women to grow their businesses?
Um, just be yourself and put your authentic self into it. Because, in my opinion, there's no one out there in the world like you. And if, everyone brings a purpose and an impact into the world, and we wake up every morning, and that means we're still here to make an impact in the world. So, bring out our strengths into our businesses and be our authentic selves as we continue down this journey to make an impact in the world.
I love this. I really love this. And that's the whole of it. The soul's purpose to help, to serve, to make an impact, to find the best in our own selves because we've been given this gift of life, and to, expand ourselves, take up space, make, just become the best versions of ourselves that we can, and going within to figure out what that looks like for us. We each have a different journey. So I love all this. I think every once in a while we all hit a day that's a little tough. We're having a bad day, our motivation is not there, even if we had the best intentions and set the whole hopes for the day or whatever. So one of the last questions I wanted to ask you will be very helpful. When a woman like yourself has just beautiful business intentions and goals and is, pretty much rocking it most of the time, but then there's the occasional day, for whatever reason, something happens. When you are having a bad day or a mental funk, what is your way or number one tip to get out of it so that you can pull yourself back into the proper alignment?
Yeah, so I usually like to, if I can, journal and like write it out, kind of sit with it, feel it out to like, okay, why am I feeling like this? And then put on some like upbeat music and kind of move my body some to kind of shake off the like sadness because I don't like f dragging it on throughout the day. Like, let me end the day on a positive note.
Yeah, I love that. That's really fantastic. I mean, it is so, it's like you're giving yourself permission, but you're saying, I don't want to be stuck in it. So, I always say, when I ask this question, my mom gave me great advice. She goes, you can have a boo-hoo moment for 10 minutes, but then that's it. 10 minutes, you get 10 minutes, have your little pity party, and then get over it and figure it out. And I love that because it's sort of like, I mean, if you need more time, whatever, you need less, whatever. But the idea here is that it doesn't last and you'll get back into the swing of things and help yourself get in the swing of things. I know for me, sometimes straightening up the house or cleaning little things, just some sort of improvement that I see in my little world in front of my eyes that is simple to do. And then I feel a little bit better. And then it starts again. You start to get that charge. And then there are some days that you just need to take a nap and allow that. And sometimes, when you haven't allowing yourself a little downtime, you all can also get great breakthroughs and insights that will serve you better. But I think the whole focus, like you and I are saying, is allow it, accept it, don't judge yourself, let it be expressed, but then find somehow to go back into the positive, whatever that looks like. So I love that. And then I think our last question I had, what is something that, people don't know about you that's kind of, fun and interesting that many are not aware of?
Oh, hmm. See, this is like, because like I'm living with myself all the time, so I'm like, I don't know. Like I just like am like because I know like a lot of people are like, I don't know how to take you or this or that. I'm like, yeah, I keep to myself and I'm quiet a lot, but like I'm easygoing. I'm like can be like a little quirky and goofy sometimes and just upbeat and like let's have some fun. Like I'm not like this like cold person.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, because sometimes when we're in our thoughts, we're in our intuitions, or we're thinking deeply, sometimes that comes off a certain way, and then people get to know you, and like you're kind of like, oh my goodness, you're so much fun, you're so joyful, and and they want to spend that time with you. But it takes a little while because we're protective of our inner space and our who we share things with. And I get that. I absolutely get that. So Amanda, this is amazing. So before we end our interview, can you please let everybody know again the name of your website where they can find your products? And I just love this interview. So thank you so much for this.
You're welcome. Yep, so you can find my website rlandcandles.com and remember it's a the letter R, not like another word. It's the letter R, land candles.
I love it. Thank you so much. So everybody out there, all of you women that are listening, please be so inspired. This beautiful story. There are little gold nuggets in this entire interview. You can see the journey in the different ways that Amanda is tracking herself, following her success, following her dreams, getting past her fears, getting past her comfort zones, paying attention to what works, what isn't working, giving herself time to go within and think and feel and be creative. This interview really was full of nothing but success tips. So I hope that you all received this beautiful woman's journey of her success story and how you can apply it to your own life. So Amanda, thank you so much for sharing this with me. You have such a successful future already and awaiting you because you are setting yourself up properly. And I just really feel very honored and inspired by your story. So thank you so much for
Oh,
being here.
well, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. So I wish you well in your journey. And until next time, ladies, until next week, we will do another success story. So enjoy this beautiful success story and be inspired and listen to it again and again. And don't forget, Christmas is only about 4 months away, and or even Thanksgiving for those in the US. These candles that Amanda has are gorgeous and a perfect gift for yourself and others. So check out her website at the letter R, land. What is again? R land?
Ourlandcandles.com.
R land candles. That's what I was going to say. I just wanted to double check I didn't get it wrong, but R land candles. I mean, beautiful, beautiful work that you're doing. So, okay, until next time, ladies, talk to you soon. Bye.